Gaffer, welcome back. Off-season nearly done, pre-season just around the corner. First of all, how was your break and how was your time away?
Yeah, good break. Good break. Good to spend time with the family. Quite honest, I think I'm quite selfish throughout the season. Put so much into the work, to the team, to the club. Huge amount of energy that sometimes, sacrifice family time and what I give to them. So I'm quite clear. The few weeks off is time to spend with the family and time for, my wife to decide what we do. So I had a good break, been away. But at the same point, the phone doesn't stop, the emails don't stop, the way we work, you have to be ready to go again next season. So it's been good, but ready to go again now.
And obviously a chance to, as you touched on, to reflect on your first season here at MK Dons, a positive season, obviously one that didn't end in the way we wanted to, but certainly I imagine after a few weeks of reflection and time to look back and kind of get over the emotional side, plenty of positives and things that we can take into the future.
Definitely. Over the course of the summer, it was a real good opportunity to reflect and probably look back on some of the moments that, I said a lot during the season. It's difficult to enjoy it, but, when you're able to sit down and, take the emotion out of it and, decrease the intensity of your day-to-day work life, there were some really enjoyable moments, some special moments, which, first year for me in head coach role in English football, it was a terrific learning experience and one that I thoroughly enjoyed, and was fortunate enough to do it with a terrific group of staff and a terrific group of players. So many learning experiences, like I keep saying, that we need to use for this season going forward to make sure that we keep heading in the right direction.
How much did you miss it?
Yeah, massively. Yeah. It's constant. It's one of those. It's addictive. It's an obsession. It's you're catching up with people, and all I end up doing is talking about football. On a day off, all I'm doing is watching football. So I say it's probably an unhealthy obsession, but one I'm not going to make an excuse for. I think you have to be. I think you have to be fully invested and really committed to what you do. So missed it a lot, but like I said, it was nice, and it was really good to give some time to the family.
I know you've been in and around the stadium throughout the off season, but today was kind of that first day where majority of staff back in, getting ready for the players' support testing. How good was it to see the staff again, everyone kind of refreshed and ready to go ahead of the new campaign?
Yeah, really, really good. I think we've got a really good group of staff. We're tight knit, we're close, and that's everybody, all departments, yourself included. I think some really good relationships, which has created the culture that we want at the club and that we have to continue to work at the club. So. Good to see people. Good to catch up. We had a really good session. I felt this morning on, what were the real positives from last season that we want to, continue delivering this season. But what do we want to change? What do we want to improve? What do we want to add to the program so that, as a group of staff, we continue to evolve. We've got a young, hungry, driven, ambitious group of staff as well as players, and I think it's really important that we reflect on our ways of working and look at areas that we can take ourselves individually to a higher level, but also things like the culture, the playing style, the player development. How do we make sure that we make that better than what we did last season?
6 weeks build up to the first league game of the season at the end of July. What are you hoping to get from these next 6 weeks? Obviously, your first pre-season here, didn't have the opportunity to do that last year. What are you hoping to gain over this next month and a bit?
I think first and foremost, I think you want to be starting the first league game with as many players available as possible. So I think there's a danger you can go too hard too early in pre-season. So I think it's making sure that we lay the physical foundations for what the players need to get them through the season. I think it's so important. I think you see it often, and it's a cliche, but if players miss a chunk of pre-season or pick up an injury, I feel at times you're constantly chasing that throughout the rest of the season. So we want to lay some real solid physical foundations, but we also want to make sure that availability for the first game is as high as it can be. Integrating new players will be another big aspect, and the one that we didn't get last season was to lay down some real clear tactical principles. That was we had to do a lot of that through video, through games, through conversations. Where when you've got a real solid chunk of training, which we've obviously planned out day to day what it looks like already. So it's a good opportunity to get them tactical principles out, and integrate that into the team.
I'm not going to ask you to reveal any secrets, but how much of what you're going to be doing through pre-season is building on last season, and how much of it's going to be new stuff that maybe we didn't see last season because, as you touched on, you didn't have that time for that kind of tactical element during the season?
There'll be, the top line playing style principles don't change. I think, when we look at it, we'll hopefully, we'll continue to work on being a team that dominates possession, but with a purpose that we saw last season. The aggressiveness out of possession, whether it's a mid-high block or a press, that will be the same. So in terms of what you see in a match day, the actual playing principles, playing style, whatever you want to call it, don't change too much. I think what happened in it. We did it in January when the squad evolves and you bring in different types of players with different qualities and different strengths. I think it's then a case of adapting certain things within the structure to get people in positions where they can bring their strengths to the team. So I think that will be the main element that we'll work at, is how do we get players in positions where they can bring their strengths to the team and have a high impact that way.
Touched on new faces, seen two come in the door already, Matt Dennis and I say new face, Ethan Robson coming back, but this time permanently. Good to get those two players in, obviously with plenty more to come as well.
Definitely, in starting with Matt, he's give Liam a lot of credit in his department. Do a huge amount of work behind the scenes that a lot of people don't see, so that we're able to be proactive and move quickly. And he's one we've been following for a little while. He's high impact, high energy. So he's an exciting addition. And obviously Ethan, I'm delighted. Ethan's decided to join us. He's one that had a huge impact. Obviously on the pitch, what the fans, the supporters saw, but also in the change rooms behind the scenes. He had a real close bond with a lot of the players and good connections with the staff. So I think it's a real clear signing of intent of that we want to build on the good stuff that we did last season, and he definitely allows us to hopefully continue going in that direction.
And how is that process working with Liam and the recruitment guys on bringing players in? It's only your second full window. I know you had a few weeks at the end of last summer's window, but how much are you enjoying that process, and how do you think, how far along are we with bringing other faces into the football club?
Yeah, we're quite a way down the line with a few. So again, it's really important that I think in the last season that we moved quickly to move forward and make sure we hit the ground running this season. So it's been enjoyable. It's been probably more stressful for Liam than anything, because he has to respond to my texts and calls, and it doesn't help when I'm away. I pester him constantly. So he's done a terrific job, Liam, of working on making sure that we're clear with the targets that we're looking at, that we've done the homework, we've done our research, we've done as much as we can to gather the information we need to see if they fit the profile of what we want to move forward. So, like I said, I feel we're in a good spot with several targets that we're looking at, and hopefully there'll be some more news in the future.
And you must be back onto the team we got now. Must be eager to get on the training pitch and work with them starting next week. Imagine we do a lot of running first, then you'll start getting the balls out properly, and a trip to Dublin in there, and then the pre-season games start coming. Must be quite an exciting time, but you must be looking forward to getting back out there and doing what you love, coaching the boys. Yeah,
definitely. You're getting energy from being around the players. I think that when you looked at last year, I've said it several times. Fortunate to work in the industry, and we'll never take it for granted. So having that spell away to decompress, switch off, and then getting ready to come back in. These players give you such an energy. Even after a tough game at a weekend, last season when you have a tough game and you lose, coming in on a Monday, you soon get a lift being around the players. So great to see the staff today. Obviously that's on the first steps of that little boost, and then we'll get another one when we see the players in the coming days.
And finally it'll be the fans, which I'm sure will travel in their numbers to the non-league games we've got before obviously that first game as well. You must be eager to catch up with them as well, because you did form quite a good connection with them last season, quickly early on, and that obviously built through the season. So you must be looking forward to you and the whole staff and the players getting out and performing in front of the fans again.
Yeah, no, that was to see the progress and the support we got over the course of the season. You only have to look at the numbers from the away fans start to the end of the season. The average away fans was terrific. So it was a good season for everybody involved. Not obviously finished how we wanted to, but I think hopefully we put it in a position where the players, the supporters are excited to come back and get behind the team and play their part like they did so well on so many occasions last year. So delighted to be back in. Look forward to getting going again, and look forward to sharing some more experiences with the supporters.